Hey guys, welcome back to season 2 here of House Divided as the season's kicking in here in the next couple months. Uh, yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. New setup,
New setup,
pretty
budget
cool.
increase.
Yeah, we're decided to commit all in. We want to thank Christie's International for allowing us to use this awesome space. But yeah, what we've been up to. I graduated, started a big boy job. And then my boy here just came back from Europe.
A
How was
2-month
that,
Euro
man?
trip. It was a great experience, once in a lifetime.
Alright, quick.
I already want to go back, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's how it be. It
That's
feels like a different life. Hey, quick
Exactly.
for the people. What was your favorite place?
Split, Croatia.
Split, Croatia.
Incredible.
I was there when I was young. I don't remember much.
You
but
have to go back.
Croatia.
Incredible
I remember
experience.
Croatia. It was beautiful. Yeah. All right, man. That's sick. Yeah. For today's video, we're just gonna do our little hot takes and kind of predictions for the upcoming season for college football and NFL. A lot of movement. A lot of things going on.
The most important thing is that I officially won the season 1 bets, though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to defend my crown this year. And we start with the hot takes.
Yeah, we'll start with the hot takes. These won't actually go into our record, but hey, it's good to look back at the end of the season.
See who has the real ball knowledge.
Exactly. All right, moving straight into this first one. Let's start off with college football. What's an outside team that you think can win it all, man?
I put two levels of outside. One outside the favorites, and one a little even further outside. They're both SEC teams, though. The first of which, the one who's a little outside, not a favorite, but a good team, is LSU. I love what they have going for them. Nussmeier, they didn't have the best end last year, but they ended up doing well. I think Nussmeier's gonna have an upgrade year. He has a chance to be one of the top picks in the draft next year. He's gonna step it up. They got Barry, the 5-star running back who I really like. They got Pickett, and they have the number 1 transfer class to help reshore that defense. That was their big problem down the stretch last year. And who knows if the schedule goes their way in the SEC, which I think it can, the way they have it this year. They could favorably find themselves up with a matchup in the SEC championship, maybe against Texas, Georgia, whoever. And I think playoffs are 100% realistic for them. And if they find the right road, like Notre Dame last year, I think they could find themselves in the national championship. Yeah. The second of my teams, if we're looking at an even further outsider, the team that I really like because of a very elite quarterback and a great defense, is the South Carolina, the Gamecocks. Man, I think they can do great stuff. I love Sellers. I love how versatile he is. Another quarterback who I think could be a top pick this year if he does declare. He does have the extra year that because he's a year younger than Nussmeier. The defense again very solid. What about you?
Yeah. No, man. I like those picks. I think LSU is always a shout every year to make a run for it, especially with this expand playoff where they can afford to stumble a game or two. And then when they get in, they could be dangerous. I mean, the one thing that stressed me about LSU is their coach, man.
Yeah, Brian Kelly.
Does that not stress you out a little bit?
A little bit.
Yeah.
He did leave Notre Dame to take us to their national championship, and it ended up Notre Dame being the one to make a national championship. He still hasn't won a single season opener, and against Clemson this year, he might not again. Yeah. But I think they can. I think they're a strong enough team. I think Clemson's a very strong team, though. Yeah. We'll get more into that matchup once we get to week 1. But
that'll be a great game.
That's obviously the biggest incentive factor. What Brian Kelly can do.
They're calling it the Battle of Death Valley.
The Battle of Death Valley. We'll see who the real Death Valley is after week 1.
And then your South Carolina shout. I mean, I'll get into it a little bit later, but I love that shout. I think a little bit scares me to have a road game at LSU and at Ole Miss, but they get Bama at home. They got to go to A&M. Tough environment. But I think they will close that out. But no, great quarterback, great young D-line. Dylan Stewart, right? Correct? He's a sophomore.
Correct. Yeah, he's very good. Very good.
He was really talented as a freshman, so great things coming from them, and I'm excited to see what they do. My team, it's kind of, I just went one. They're kind of in the favorites, but also kind of like LSU on the outside. I went Clemson, man. We know what Dabo Sweeney can do, especially with a quarterback coming back and has a lot of experience in big games and big moments like Cade Klubnik. And to me, they're basically a shoe-in to win the ACC, so they'll be in that playoffs, and I think they can go on a run. And we saw how they pushed. Obviously, Texas led most of the game, but it was a close game at the end. I think they learned and grew from that and returned some talented weapons for Cade. And I just think that team can make a run. I mean, Dabo's been there, done that twice. So
yeah,
I went with Clemson.
Just looking, I love that shout.
Mhm.
I have them in the tier of the favorites. I think
Yeah.
they're 100% the ACC favorites. I think they're the favorites to be a national championship. But also looking back at it, they were solid against Texas, especially Klubnik. Klubnik was, even though when they had some bad games last year, down the stretch, Klubnik was really, really solid.
Yeah.
He didn't have the greatest Georgia game, but ever since then, he's been a really, really good quarterback, and there's a reason he's alongside Nussmeier and Manning for the Heisman favorites.
Exactly, and the number one pick as well. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Moving on to a team, kind of maybe that you think has some low expectations that could overachieve. What's the team you have in mind for this?
It's a city of my teams. It's a team that plays in the stadium as my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they're underachievers. We're going with the overachieving Pittsburgh Panthers. We got Eli Holstein back for another year. Pat Narduzzi is a good coach, and I think he's taken his teams a little further than they should sometimes. So I think this is going to be a good chance. I think they can make the ACC championship against Clemson, even over a Miami, over a North Carolina, who we'll see. We got Bill Belichick to talk about all of this year.
Yeah.
So I think they're the team that can make the SEC championship, and I think that would very much be overachieving for them.
To me, that second spot in the championship is wide open, like you said.
Yeah.
4 or 5 teams battling for it, and there may be one that rises from out of nowhere that we don't expect.
Louisville and Miller Moss are always another candidate there for the ACC.
So I like that shout. I went a little more mainstream. I went the Florida Gators, man. I think
absolutely.
The only thing that worries me, they have the second hardest schedule coming into after Oklahoma. Obviously, they had the hardest one last year, but we saw how they ended their season with some big wins. Obviously, that was in the swamp. But, I mean, if they end up with 3 losses, I think they can slide in the playoffs, and not a lot of people – they expect them to be good, obviously, and put up a fight, but I don't think a lot of people expect them to be in that playoff contention because of their schedule. But to me, like – obviously, Texas is a tough team, but Texas coming in is a winnable game. At A&M's winnable. At LSU's winnable. At Ole Miss, they're not that strong this year, is winnable. So, obviously, Georgia's a struggle, but we saw they almost beat them last year when DJ Lagway went out. And obviously, this is all contingent on the fact that DJ is going to be healthy. But, no, yeah, I love that team. I think they
were giving the team like Texas a fight until Lagway went out.
Yeah, they'll pick up some losses because of their SEC schedule, and they play Miami non-conference, and Florida State, but Florida State. But I think they have potential to be really, really good.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I love the take. Napier's obviously on the hot seat. He knows what he has to do. Lagway is a star. He's the prince that was promised for the Florida Gators. I agree. I've loved what they've done with recruiting, with the transfer portal, They have the team. This is their first foundational year to what I think the long-term plan is.
Yeah, I completely agree. Moving on to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. A team that will underachieve. I'll start us off on this one. To me, it's Penn State, man. Everyone has them. Obviously, they're returning a lot of starters. They just had a good run to the CFP semifinals. And to me, I do think they'll make the playoffs, but I think we all expect them to be in the semifinals or even the finals or win the whole thing. And to me, I just don't think they'll do that. I think they'll slip up against Oregon and probably against Ohio State too. So I think they'll slide in as like a 11 seed or something like that. And I've never seen them win a big game. So to me, I can't. I guess the quarterfinal. But I mean that was a mismatch. We all knew that coming in. To me, I just don't think I like their running back duo coming back in Drew Aller. I like Ohio State and Oregon better, and I just don't think in the playoffs they can beat some of those top tier talent teams.
Yeah, it's been the gripe that's been for Penn State for years. They haven't won a game really since they beat Michigan. What was it, 5 years ago now?
I don't know.
Yeah. And then it's been the same gripe for Drew Aller. He can't win the big game. He can't. And it was even more exemplified against Notre Dame when he threw that pick to end it. But he's an uber talented quarterback. He's, like we've mentioned, Nussmeier, Klubnik, Sellers. He's one of those guys going to be fighting for the top pick. But we'll see. I do think they lost Abdul Carter. They've lost a lot of their
Tyler Warren.
Maybe the biggest reasons they were in the semis a year ago. I don't think they've been able to rebuild the way Ohio State has when they lost so much. I think they might even still be the stronger team this year than Penn State. So I agree that they're there's lofty expectations on them that
To
maybe
me,
shouldn't be
like
there.
people, I mean, the expectation for Penn State coming in should be winning the whole thing. And to
Exactly.
me, I don't think they'll come close to sniffing it. And I do see them picking up 2 losses in the regular season and not win the big game. They'll take care of business against Northwestern, Rutgers, and all those. But
Yeah, we'll see if they come up, if they have to play Clemson or Texas or
Yeah.
Ohio State earlier than they did against Notre Dame last year. It will be tougher for them.
moving on to your team.
To my team, we have the Texas Tech Red Raiders, a team with a lot of ceiling. They've brought in a lot of good players. They've had great recruiting classes for the next couple of years coming up. They had the guy Micah Hudson went to A&M, came back, spurned you.
I don't like that guy, man.
They have a lot of lofty expectations. I think everyone in Lubbock expects a Big 12 championship, at least an appearance, and an appearance of the college football playoff. I see Kansas State and other teams, Oklahoma State. A lot of teams, I think, in the Big 12 are there. Utah. We'll see what happens with VIU's quarterback situation that are very strong. And I don't necessarily think that Texas Tech will be able to walk it as easily as some people in Lubbock or in the Texas area expect them to. And I think they're going to struggle. And I think they're not going to be a playoff team this year.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. I think the Big 12, I
Arizona
think the
State
most
is
wide,
the favorite, and I didn't even mention them.
Yeah, but the most wide open conference. Well, I guess the SEC you can see a couple of teams, but I mean, like 1 to 12 is anyone can win. We saw Arizona State coming in as the least favorite, and then
they won.
Yeah, so I think it's very wide open. I think, I'm not impressed by Tech's team this year, and I don't know if it's real, but I saw or someone told me they were moving to the Pac-12 or something.
No.
I think that was a meme because people in my office hate Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But
I saw Texas State went to the Pac-12. Maybe that led to
maybe I misheard.
Yeah,
that could be right. But I know they got new NIL funding, but obviously they haven't been able to use it yet. But
maybe they'll. I think in a couple of 2-3 years that'll be closer. That's when they can have the expectations I think they're starting to have for this year's team.
Exactly. But it's a good shout. Moving on to this next category, your Heisman long shot.
My Heisman long shot, shockingly, I thought he would be a lot higher, but when I started looking at the betting odds, he was outside the top 10. This is Washington State transfer, who is now the Oklahoma starting quarterback. I hate to do that as a Texas Longhorn. But it's John Mateer.
You want to know something funny?
What?
That's mine too. Something about Oklahoma quarterbacks transferring in, man.
Yeah, man.
The only thing I would say is maybe their schedule and he doesn't win it. But I think,
if they win those games,
and
if he has a Heisman moment against Texas, LSU, etc., it enhances everything that he actually did.
I mean, even if they end up, we saw Jane Daniels win a couple years with 3 losses. If they end up with 3, which could be possible for Oklahoma, they're a good team. He could be up there if he puts up the numbers and big game performances. So
I think he put up the numbers in big game performances last year. He was just stuck in that Pac-2 purgatory that no one watched. So I think in the mainstream SEC Oklahoma attention, unfortunately, he's gonna put up those numbers. Another quarterback who, if he has a great year, could find himself in round 1 next year. So I think he's one to look out for, and I can't believe he's not in the top 10.
I saw that too. I think he's like 12, but still, like, there's a lot of players I wouldn't have over him, especially. Obviously, Lincoln Riley's not there anymore, so it's more of a defensive-minded coach, but something about Oklahoma quarterback transfers and winning the Heisman, man.
Long-standing tradition, man.
It's Death, Texas, and Oklahoma transfer quarterback winning the Heisman. But crazy. We kind of agreed. I haven't known what you had coming in, and you didn't know what I had coming in. So that's kind of crazy. All right.
That when we agree, that's solid. You go bet that right now. He's got good odds. We just told you.
I would bet it. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next category. This one's kind of a little different. What head coach do you think will be in the hottest seat after the season?
The hottest seat after the season. This means I think he's keeping his job this year, but will be on fire at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Then my answer is Kalen DeBoer
Dude,
Alabama.
did you look at my list?
Dude, I do not have access to your script.
I have my own
script.
Kalen DeBoer as well, man.
We have our own separate scripts. We do not check each other's,
Yeah.
so we have authentic reactions.
Yeah, we just we just sent each other what categories and then filled it out on our own. Out of all the head coaches.
Well, I explained John Mateer, so you gotta explain.
So
Kalen
the reason
DeBoer.
I picked Kalen DeBoer, I don't think Alabama's going to be a terrible team. I just think the expectations from Alabama with Nick Saban is win a championship or bust, or make the playoffs and bust. I think there's a chance Alabama doesn't make the playoffs this year, and I also think I don't think they'll win the whole thing. So I think Bama fans are going to get a little restless and get a little upset, and I don't think he'll lose a job at the end of the year, but coming into the next upcoming season, people are going to be saying we need to win it all or he's gone.
Yeah, I agree entirely. This segues into our last CFB topic with what's our hottest take, and I say Alabama misses the playoffs for back-to-back years for the first time in however long, and I do think it segues to Alabama's hard schedule. I see 3, maybe even 4 losses on this regular season.
At Georgia.
Schedule. Yeah. Georgia.
I think they play.
Georgia, they play
comes in.
at South Carolina. They host LSU. They host Oklahoma.
Yeah,
So
I think they lose one of those home games and
Yeah.
they'll lose the road games to Georgia and what was the other one? Sorry, I can't. South Carolina.
Yeah.
I think, especially in that game, South Carolina.
So I think it's a tough situation for them. They're gonna have a new quarterback in Ty Simpson most likely, and if they don't go Ty Simpson, it'll be probably a freshman or someone who hasn't played like Mac. So it's gonna be very interesting for them, and I do think it's just another. It's gonna be a very similar year to the one they just experienced. So I think it's the Alabama crowd, and that's why he's on
And
the
the
hot seat.
expectations.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Williams is going to show out and have some highlights.
Oh,
but
100%.
That's going to be the highlight of the
Yeah,
season.
that's gonna be what they're looking forward to. Just like what they still talk about this last season is that spin
against Georgia. Hey, it was a great spin.
Great spin.
Yeah, so you already said your hottest take for the season. Here's mine. It kind of tied into your first initial thing. I think South Carolina will definitely make the playoffs this year. And we kind of spoke why. But I think their schedule is a little more favorable considering the conference they're in. I think they have great chances to pick up marquee wins, and they can afford 2 losses, and I think that's good enough. I almost added, I think they'll be in the championship, but I got a little the SEC
So
championship.
The SEC championship.
But I got a little ahead of myself. I think they'll be kind of like a Tennessee team where they sneak into that 8 seed.
Yeah, being 3rd in the SEC gets
Yeah.
good.
So, I mean, we kind of spoke to the reasons why, but I just love that. I don't like South Carolina, but I love the team. Yeah.
As a person, you hate him. As a analyst of the game,
Yeah.
they're great.
There's nothing more annoying than watching your team lose and just hearing every time. That's so annoying. It just,
I wouldn't know. My team never lost to South Carolina.
you didn't play them. But you probably wouldn't lose. Okay, and then we're going to segue into the NFL part, but first, it kind of ties to both sports. What do you think? Who do you think is going to be the number 1 pick next year?
This is a bit of a double prediction. I'm going to go ahead and start with, I think LSU is going to have a great year. I've mentioned that. I put them in my sleepers for the national championship, and I'm going to segue into who I think the worst team in the NFL is going to be, and that's the New Orleans Saints. They have a hard schedule. They have an overall bad team. They're going to have a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach. And most importantly, who is their offensive coordinator? It is Garrett Nussmeier's father. And I think when they're going to be the worst team in the league, and I think he's going to have a great year in that Brian Kelly offense, he's going to be able to do what Jaden Daniels did. Well, not the same play style, obviously.
More throwing.
More throwing. And I think he's going to find himself in a way where his skill and his talent is going to be there. His preparation of the game is going to be there. And nepotism is going to help a little. Dad's there. And I think that's how he's going to find himself as the number 1 pick in the draft.
I like that one. I did not go that route. I have 2 options.
Mhm.
If Arch declares, I went Arch Manning, obviously, because we know why. He's
Yeah.
super talented. The name, the brand.
Yeah,
all
I
that.
also have.
Especially-
This is Grant. I consider. I'm predicting Arch is staying in there.
Yeah, I think he will stay, but I just put that as a disclaimer just in case he declares. But the person, if he doesn't declare, I went with Cade Klubnik.
Cade Klubnik.
I think
Absolutely
he's going to have
fantastic.
a great year. I don't know about the Saints will pick him, but if another team's there, I think he'll be a great option. He has the running ability, the throwing ability,
Yeah, I think
the resilience, the mindset to work harder, and I think he will be a great addition to any franchise. And obviously, he's from Austin, so I want to support him as well. But I think he's very talented and has all the skills to be a number one pick.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to in April, it won't be like a T-Law or a Burrow or a Caleb where it's a slam dunk number one pick. It'll be more like a Leaf Manning, Mariota, Jameis. Or Jameis was kind of a slam dunk.
Yeah.
But like a Goff Wentz or most recently Stroud Young.
I was thinking really a little more like when the Browns picked Baker Mayfield first, when they expected Darnold. A lot of up there, and it depends on the team.
Josh Allen could even go number one that year. Rosen was always in consideration, so there was 4 quarterbacks. I could see that very much happening this year, and just being on team fit. And if it's the Saints, which the main reason I went with Messmeyer over Klubnik is because I'm thinking the Saints are the worst team. But if you see a different team take the number one pick, say Cleveland gets it, then I could see them favoring a Klubnik. Maybe even Aller, he's from Cleveland.
Cleveland needs to stop drafting quarterbacks. That's all they do, and they always fail. But yeah, I think those 3 obviously Arch, but then Cade, Garrett, and Drew Aller will be up there.
Norris Sellers has the year we both think he could have.
Yeah, he could also be up there.
Yeah.
All right, let's move in straight into the NFL. Who's your MVP sleeper this year?
I'm going to make you very, very, very happy.
I think I know who it is, man.
Who do you think it is?
Is it Dak?
It is Dakota Rain Prescott.
Yes, sir.
He has 2 incredible receivers. People hate on him, but he was close 2 years ago when it was him and Lamar, I think, were the 2 favorites. Lamar won. Yeah. And he did not have the weapons he had this year. He's gonna throw. It's a new offensive coach. It's gonna be a different system. I think it's gonna work to his benefit. I think he's gonna be able to throw it, and I think their offense is gonna be a lot more through the air than through the ground as it's been in years past. And I think this is a team that has a real chance of beating Philadelphia for the division if Philadelphia stumbles, and if Dak can manage to win the division. He's outside the top 10 in betting odds right now, which is why I really like him as an option here. And Pickens and Ferguson's coming up. And you have CD, so I really love him.
No,
and the defense is going to get him the ball.
We saw when he's had full healthy years where he plays every game, he puts up the stats. Always top
he's
3
leading
in yards.
He's leading in passing yards.
And
he's
yards,
right there in touchdowns.
Close, and interceptions. He's always up there. But hey, I think
gunslingers, man.
I think obviously the biggest addition is George Pickens. This will free up CD a lot, not see triple teams, double teams. I mean, you got 2 guys that can beat almost every corner one-on-one. They can beat them off the snap, and they can beat them up top too. So I think it can really unlock him. I just hope we can use it right, man. But yeah, my MVP sleeper, he's not as outside as Dak, but it's Jayden Daniels, man. We saw what he did coming into the season. I picked him as a sleeper because it's still Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, Burrow up there, Barkley. But yeah, I think Jayden Daniels, I think the Commanders will be a playoff team. I think Jayden Daniels will put up the numbers and just continue.
He's got a new blindside protector too.
Yeah, and he's got Debo. And he's got Terry. There's some issues with Terry McLaurin right now, but hopefully it gets resolved. But no, yeah, I think Jayden Daniels. I mean, we saw what he did. It's shocking the world. Not just making the playoffs, but making the championship game. Obviously, that game didn't go too well, but he has the running ability. He has the improvisation. So I think if his team has a good season, and I know he'll put up the numbers if he stays healthy. I think that's a good shout outside the top 5.
Yeah, I want to throw in a third ring. He was in the top 10, but I really like the Baker Mayfield shouts up there.
I mean, Baker's going to put up the touchdowns.
He's going to put up the touchdowns. He's going to put up the yards. Yeah. We'll see. Tampa's going to have more of a fight for the division this year. Atlanta's a bit of a stronger team than they've been in years past.
Yeah.
But he's got the 3rd receiver this year now. They spent a 1st-round pick in Ibuka, so maybe that might be what takes Baker to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, we saw what McMillan had a great season last year as a 3rd receiver, and obviously I think Ibuka is more talented. So, yeah, Oof, that's a deadly.
That's a deadly offense.
Yeah,
Man.
I forgot about that. Okay, moving right into kind of our Super Bowl dark horse here. Who do you have that not a lot of people are mentioning to win the Super Bowl?
Not a lot of people mention them. In fact, they've called their quarterback a choker. He's seen a lot of hate this offseason, but I wholly believe in this quarterback. I think he's one of the most talented in the league. He's got a strong arm, smart man, and has all the potential in the world. And I think that defense is finally shaping up. The way Jesse Minter was able to completely turn them around last year, they're going to be, I think, even better this year. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Chargers as my Super Bowl dark horse. Justin Herbert. Damn, that offense is going to be good. They're going to pound the rock. They got two strong running backs now with Hampton and Harris. Quentin Johnson hopefully can develop. I saw the picture the other day where he finally got one, but they had Lad McConkey right there behind him ready. Lad McConkey's going to solidify himself as one of the best wide receiver ones. I think he's a phenomenal wide receiver.
Lambeau Lad,
man. And we're not even going to mention their strongest piece, that offensive line. Alt, Slater, who just got paid, absolutely fantastic. And I think Harbaugh's a great offensive coach. And
obviously
they have a great one of the
yeah.
defensive coordinators in Jesse Minter.
I think my only thing with the Chargers, I like that show, I considered them, is the receivers, man. We've seen way too many drops. We've seen too many drops turn into interception in playoff games and regular season games. It's just, I need to see the first couple of weeks, see if these guys can actually catch the ball and not have butters like you.
We'll see. I got solid hands. They call me Gronk.
No, they call you Butter. But, yeah, that's a great shout. I went same area, different team. Los Angeles Rams.
Absolutely. Dude, those are the top two for me.
Yeah, the Rams to me, man. Obviously, Matthew Stafford, great quarterback, great IQ, talented as the Mahomes, but a little less flashy. Cooper Kupp was still a great weapon, but got an even bigger one-on-one beater in Devontae Adams. That defense still young, still very talented, still up and coming. I think they're going to improve even more this year. And the Rams were the team that pushed the Eagles
the closest
out of the Super Bowl, out of the playoffs. Excuse me.
They were nothing away from if it snowed for a minute less in that game, the Rams win it.
Yeah. So to me, considering they were that close, they pushed honestly one of the best teams we've seen in a while in those Eagles. To the brink at Philly, snowy conditions, which isn't their strong suit. I think they're coming back kind of reloaded and more motivated, and I think that they could have a run.
Yeah, I think they could be a very, very strong team this year. All right, let's segue from our from someone who we think can reach the top to someone who we think can reach above their expectations. Who's someone who's going to overachieve in the NFL this year?
I think there's a lot of expectations around this team. I just have I think they'll do higher than those expectations. I got the Denver Broncos. A lot of people do have them in the playoffs or have them barely missing or being like an 8-8 team, 9-8 or whatever. But to me, I think they should be a shoo-in for the playoffs. Obviously, their division's a little tough with Kansas City and the Chargers, like we mentioned, but I think they'll be a wild card team and they can surprise some people. I like what I saw from Bo Nix in his rookie season. Obviously, he's a little older for a rookie, but that makes him more matured, and he showed that in his rookie year. And I think he's very talented. He has some good weapons. Obviously, Sean Payton is a great coach. And, that defense, they added Hufanga, Greenlaw. They reloaded that defense. Obviously, still Pat Surtain there. So, lockdown quarter, Jade Barron. So, I really like that defense is young, reloaded, and that offense is also young. But I think they'll improve, and I think they should be a shoo-in for the playoffs. And I could see them making a run like the Commanders to the championship game.
Yeah, I really like the Broncos shout. You've just gone off a bunch of reasons why I think they're great. I'm going to segue it over to my team, a team that crushed them in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. The Seattle Seahawks. They added Cooper Kupp, Sam Darnold. I think Mike McDonald's a great coach. I love what they've done. I love the pick of Emanwari. He was one of my entire favorite picks in the draft. I think they're trying to rebuild the Legion of Boom a little. So they're going to be very strong. Like you said, I think this is a team everybody's expecting to be around the wild card. But I think if they get into the wild card, they could surprise a team and go on a run, win one or two games in the playoffs if they're really hot in that stretch.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I like the shout. I think it'll be interesting to see how Darnold does.
Yeah, we'll see how
Obviously,
he does
we've
without
only
Kevin O'Connell.
yeah
It's going to
we've
be
seen.
the main
I mean, he
factor.
had a great season, and I'm not saying it was consistent. I just want to see. We've only seen 1 year of him as a starter, so I want to see if he can continue.
He still has Cup, who's going to be a genius and help him out,
No,
and
yeah.
he still has the big threat with the
No, I'm not
the
saying
slot
he's gonna
receiver like
fail.
Jake
I want to
Yeah.
see how.
No,
Yeah.
There's a lot of I'm sticking a lot on a quarterback who,
Yeah.
and Seattle's sticking on a quarterback who's only proven 1 year.
Yeah, I think also it'll be interesting that division. It's not the NFC North,
No,
but I think
it's
it'll
the
be
Rams.
tough. The Rams.
It's the Niners. We'll see how they bounce back after
Yeah,
down.
I think they'll bounce back, but they won't be what they used to be.
And the Cardinals aren't a weak last team. No, they're a good team.
They're not the Jets.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Again, opposite end of the spectrum. Who do you think is gonna underachieve?
A team who, in a way, they were the 1 seed, but you could say they underachieved last year, and I'm going with the Detroit Lions. They are still phenomenal on the roster, but they lost too much on the coaching staff to not go down a level from where they were last year, especially when easy games like Chicago are going to be a little harder this year. Minnesota, I think, is still going to be a challenge even without Darnold. I think McCarthy's going to step up and do great. Green Bay, I think, is a really solid team in that division who's going to give them a tough battle.
Well, to me, that's
they're facing a hard schedule.
Yeah,
well.
To me, that's the toughest division in football right
now. Yeah, so they're going to have to battle out every week. They have the mentality to battle out every week. I mean, Campbell's a phenomenal coach. They have a phenomenal team. They might have one of the best rosters top down in the entire league, but the losing of the coaching staff is just. Philadelphia had that after they played in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and they had a very bad year the next year. So I don't foresee the exact same drop-off, but I foresee a drop-off.
Well, to me, the expectations for Detroit is to win the whole thing.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
I think their expectation is this is the year they're winning the Super Bowl, and I see them as a team that could lose in the division again. Or maybe not even win the division.
I think they'll definitely make the playoffs, but I'll see them losing early, especially. I mean, I feel like last year was their year. Obviously, Philadelphia was strong, but if they beat the Commanders, which is still a young team, obviously they're really good, but still at home, they would have had Philly at home.
If they don't lose Aiden Hutchinson early in the year, it might as well have.
Yeah, a lot of injuries on defense. I would say,
decimated in the front, especially.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like last year it was kind of written in the stars for them, and they didn't get there. So, and they lost their coaches, like you mentioned. So, to me. Yeah, I completely agree. On my end of the spectrum, I went kind of similar to the college people that this team has Super Bowl aspirations. Baltimore Ravens, I think they'll underachieve, man. I think it's either the Chiefs or the Josh Allen and the Bills I have over them. We've seen them at home games in big games lose to Josh Allen and Mahomes, and I just don't think they can get over that hurdle. I'm not saying Lamar's the problem. I just don't think that team with Lamar they'll make the playoffs. May make the championship. I just don't think they'll be in the Super Bowl because, I mean, even if Joe Burrow sneaks into the playoffs, I think I'll pick him over the Ravens. So to me, I don't have the Ravens. I mean, they're the top 3 in Super Bowl odds, so I don't think they should be that high.
Yeah, I agree. And Lamar's high in the MVP odds. And again, I love what they did. The picks they did in the draft, Green, Starks, but I feel like they get away with it every year, and it feels very much like the Ravens every year. And I don't.
This is their year. Lamar is going to put it together, and then it gets to the playoffs.
And teams feel stronger outside of them. I mean, Josh Allen's Bills, Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs. We'll see. They beat the Bengals twice last year, but we'll see. Theoretically, the Bengals should be even stronger this year. So
your Steelers with Aaron Rodgers, man.
We'll see,
what a
man. I guess they did lose a game to Russell Wilson last year, so maybe Aaron Rodgers is theoretically an upgrade. I guess we have Jalen Ramsey, who's theoretically an upgrade, or why else would we have traded
Minka?
Yeah. We have DK Metcalf, who's theoretically an upgrade.
Yeah.
But they all feel pretty lateral to me.
Yeah.
We'll see. It'll be a tough schedule for them. It'll be a tough playoff for them. Yeah. And I agree. This is similar to the Lions, a team that's expecting to win the Super Bowl, who I think could be out in the divisional. By then, they're out.
Yeah. All right, moving on here to the best offseason addition. This could be draft. This could be free agent. Whatever you want.
I mentioned him a little bit earlier. It's George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys.
Dude, come on.
I know. Dude,
I have him too. Obviously, I was gonna go with that. I mean, it's for the reasons we mentioned. It's gonna unlock.
I think it's actually the 3rd and 5th round pick the Steelers got.
No, I mean, getting a guy that good, that young, and that has the dog in him, as you would say. Pair him up to second, third best receiver in the league. It's gonna free up Dak and free up CD, which most of the time at the end of the season we would see get triple team and our offense just stall.
Yeah, and I mean, looking back at the Steelers' offense, I watched them every game. He was the one getting triple teamed, double teamed, etc. He was the best receiver on his team. He was the best offensive player on his team. He's never played with a quarterback of the quality of Dak Prescott. He's never played alongside a receiver of the quality of CeeDee Lamb. And he's had one of the worst offensive coordinators calling plays every single year of his career. Obviously, it's going to be a new year with Schottenheimer, but it's going to be a different offense. It's going to be a much better offense, in my opinion. And he's going to be an absolute star. And I think he's going to make the biggest impact on the team.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's also going to free up big Jake Ferguson down the middle.
Exactly.
So,
and it's going to free up CD.
Well, obviously,
as much as you like, because you can't triple CD. You can double him, but you can't triple because
you can double him, but then George Pickens will eat on the other side.
Yeah.
So like you gotta really think, because I mean I think those two guys can get open 1v1 no matter what. So you're gonna have to pick to double one.
And as Dallas loves to do, they've invested on that offensive line. They're young, but if they get going, that run game could eventually as well too. Elite.
And he'll be a run by committee, but no, I agree. I mean, before Zach Martin, all of them, they were young at one point, and then they turned into the best offensive line in the league. Made DeMarco Murray look like a god, and Zeke, but they were pretty good.
They were pretty good.
Yeah, but all right. Then moving on to we went the free agency route. Let's go back to the draft. Who do you think would be the rookie of the year this season?
I think there are a couple I mentioned that I'm going to mention that are if you're looking at favorites, I like Hampton. I think he's going to be the bell cow for the Chargers offense. And also Carter, he's the favorite. I think he's going to be phenomenal. And he's got a great defensive front to allow him to shine. But I'm going to go with my picks that stick out to me and I really love, that are my guys, the ones I'm betting, the ones I'm looking at.
Don't say the name I think you're going to say. Go ahead.
Are you expecting someone from Pittsburgh?
Oh, no. No. You got it. Yeah.
No. I'm going with Jahdae Barron for defensive rookie of the year. I think he's going to be an absolute joystick. He's going to play. He can play outside. He can play in the nickel. He's going to be all over the field for Denver, and he's going to be playing alongside Hufanga, Greenlaw, Surtain, the defensive player of the year, and he's going to be able to do everything. He's going to have spots to shine. He's going to get picks. He's going to get tackles. He's going to be sensational on defense, and I think he's going to be the rookie of the year. And then on offense, I'm going with Colston Loveland. We've seen what Ben Johnson loves to do. He did it with Laporte a couple of years ago. He was absolutely sensational, incredible tight end. I think he's the best receiving tight end in this year's class. Colston Loveland is. And he's going to have a young QB throwing him the ball. Young QBs love to go to the tight end. Yeah, that's their safety blanket. And I think he's going to be amazing at every spot in the field. He's going to be amazing in the red zone. He's going to be amazing down the middle of the field, whether they're far back. I think Colston Loveland's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. I really like that pick for them. The tight end pick, I thought they were going to go Warren, but I also love
I think
Loveland as well.
I get why people had him higher, but I think this is just the perfect fit for that Bears offense.
Yeah, I think having DJ Moore maybe pop out for the screen and Rome taking the top off and just having that safety blanket is going to be huge for Caleb, especially because we saw sometimes he struggled with time. Obviously, they kind of shored up that offensive line a little bit, but we don't know how that will look. No, I like those two shouts. I went a little more basic route.
Tyler Booker.
No, I wish. I don't
What
think
name were you-
offensive linemen get shout outs like that for rookie of the year.
What name
No.
were you expecting me to
I
say?
thought you were gonna say Travis Hunter, man. I went
Oh.
for the defensive one and offensive one. I think it'll be a crazy season. He's gonna show up.
Is that who you were going with?
Yeah, both for
Okay.
both. Travis Hunter. I think it's looking like they're gonna give him a shot on both ends. Maybe take a playoff here and there. But I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence, great quarterback. Obviously, still some growing pains he's going through, but they air it out a lot. Brian Thomas on the other side is going to get a lot more attention. I think Travis Hunter underneath is going to get a lot of catch and run opportunities, and I think he'll have great receiver numbers, maybe equal or a little below some of the other receivers in this draft, but I think he'll outperform them all. And then corner, I think he'll have a great season. I mean, we saw some of the clips of him in camp, so I do like the Jahdae Barron shout, but I'm going for. I mean, everyone in college said this dude can't do it both ways, and people are saying it here, and I think he's just a freak of nature, and he's gonna kind of make a splash in Duval, like Liam Cohen likes to say. But yeah, that's my thing. And then,
well, it's such a seamless transition for me because my biggest disappointment, or for the year, is I want Travis Hunter.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to play both sides at an elite level as many people expect him. I think he's going to be able to play both sides at a good level. Or I could see the possibility of him going on one side and packages on the other. And I think if either of those situations happen, it's going to be a disappointment for Travis Hunter.
no, I mean, I could see that, but man, it's just a freak of nature. And he'll have the media coverage everywhere. So
Another thing that I think could happen, it's every eye's going to be on him. Every blip's going to be seen on 1,000 screens. So.
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, my biggest disappointment: the pick before him, Cam Ward. I think he won't have a terrible season, but I just don't think that Titans team is built for anything, and I think he'll be getting rushed a lot and make a lot of mistakes like a rookie does. And I mean, I'm not saying he's expected to be the savior right now, but I just don't. People are going to be looking at him and be like, "Oh, is he a bust?" But I think as the years go on, he'll kind of improve as the team improves.
Yeah,
and
I could see
especially
him
that
going down
O-line.
a Bryce Young kind of path.
Yeah, I wouldn't say hit the low as Bryce Young, but when you're picking one overall, especially with quarterbacks like C.J. Stroud and Jane Daniels making, I mean, they didn't go first, but they made impacts right away, and that's what kind of like people see from number one pick quarterbacks now, or number two, I think.
Number two seems to be the blessed
Yeah,
spot to
yeah.
go right now.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have a great season, and most of it won't be his fault. It will just be the lack of no weapons and the lack of an offensive line.
Yeah, I agree. They're not the strongest team right now. Ridley's their best weapon. I don't think he's all that.
Yeah, he had a good season.
They lost Burks again already.
Yeah, but yeah, kind of biggest take. It kind of ties to something you said earlier. I didn't go that hot, but I said Dak will finish top 3 in MVP voting, and we won't explain it anymore because we kind of did.
Yeah, we've gone into it.
Yeah, what's yours?
I'll get into mine. I said we're going to consider J.J. McCarthy a top 10 quarterback at the end of the year.
Wow.
I think he's absolutely phenomenal. I think he's got the talent to make every throw in the game. I think he's a very cerebral quarterback. He's going to have Kevin O'Connell by his side.
I mean, he
We've
has the
seen
best weapon in the game.
He has the best weapon in the game. And then his other weapons include T.J. Hawkinson and Jordan Addison. I think that defense has gotten a lot better, so he's going to be able to not have it all on his shoulders. So he's going to be able to win some games and make it look like a lot of them was thanks to him, even though it maybe necessarily wasn't. I think things could be simple. I don't think he needs things simplified, but maybe they could be simplified, and he looks. I just think the situation is too perfect. I think that team is too good, too strong, and if he has wins against the Lions, if he has wins against the Packers, I think he can cement that spot.
Yeah, I mean, if the Vikings make the playoffs and he has a great season, I think.
I feel like people universally considered Daniels and Stroud top 5 after 1 year. I think this guy,
it's not far fetched.
This guy has an even better team and an even better offensive mind around him.
We'll see how he bounces back from his injury.
That's the biggest worry.
Yeah, but I think I like the take. It's bold because we haven't seen him play an NFL game yet. But no, I could see it. It's not crazy, but it is also it is crazy at the same time.
That's the point, though. You wanna make a crazy take, but with logical points.
That's true. No. You convinced me, man. He's top 10 in my mind already, and he hasn't played.
Hey, I saw Antoine Griezmann had him top 10 at one point.
I saw that. Yeah. Griezmann knows ball, man.
Griezmann knows ball.
But yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have any hot takes for the upcoming season, drop it in the comments. And yeah, we'll be doing more of this stuff kind of going into the season, and then once the season hits, obviously back to the reactions and predictions of each week's game. Yeah, we're gonna be uploading 2 times a week, hopefully, maybe sometimes just once, because hey, we're busy people, man. But thank you guys for tuning in, and peace.